Alright guys, today we're doing a bit of a ranking video for, like, the top 10 best units on the Legendary Goku event. So we're going to start off with a few honorable mentions. First one is T-War killing. Pause. One thing I did totally forget to say in this video is a huge shout out to the Dokkan wiki for, like, all of the images and stuff. Their link will be in the description down below. Back to the video. Caulifla. Honestly, they would be number 2 on this list, but I feel like because LR killing Caulifla is already there, you know, most people won't have their T-War, so that's why they're just an honorable mention. And then the LR Go Bros. I feel like the LR Go Bros could be like top 5. I honestly do, but because they're not on JP yet, we don't know for sure, but I feel like they have 58% attack and defense, and then they get an additional up to 100%, which they will get on the Legendary Goku event within 5 turns. So that is very good. Their active skill you will see in the Legendary Goku event, because you have to be facing one enemy past 3 turns under 59% HP. That's not very hard. If you like do their active skill in the Super Saiyan Blue phase, you could honestly maybe one-shot it. But anyways, moving on. Another honorable mention, LR Full Power Frieza. He is pretty good for the Legendary Goku event just because it's much easier for him to activate these parts of his passive where he has to be below a certain HP restriction. And he has Mega Colossal on both of his supers, as you can see here. But he does sacrifice 8% HP on his 12-key super, which isn't great, especially for the Legendary Goku event, because you want to conserve as much HP as possible, which is another reason why he's just an honorable mention, because you want to be below HP with this guy, but you don't want to in the Legendary Goku event. It's kind of weird. Alright, so now the final honorable mention is this guy. Broly is very, very good, but he's very bad on the STR phase. That's the only thing, because, like, he annihilates the Int UI Goku phase. If he hits 2 super attacks with his, like, massively lowers defense, I mean, it's a wrap. It's crazy. And he gets 188% attack with the 16,000 attack that he already has. It's very good. He has good links, even though he doesn't need them because he gets 8 ki from his passive. And I'm mainly looking at this Broly because this is the Broly you're going to be seeing for most of the time, because the Legendary Goku event lasts quite a while. So anyways, here's this guy. I do think he's very good. Another honorable mention that I could have put here, but I didn't, is Blue Gogeta. Blue Gogeta hits like a truck, right? But he loses his ability to dodge in the int phase, and 130% defense without type advantage isn't good enough. Alright, so now we're actually on the top 10. These are what I would call the top 10 best units for the Legendary Goku event. So number 10 is the Int Kid Goku, the Int Dokkan Fest Kid Goku, because he does so much. So he causes immense damage with a medium chance to stun the enemy, so don't even worry about the chances on the enemy. That won't happen at all. And at the start of turning his attacking defense 77% and an additional 59% attack. The more HP remaining, the greater the attack boost, and an additional 59% defensive boost. The less HP remaining, the bigger the defensive boost. So that'll just always be nice, getting a little bit of extra stuff. But the main reason why he's here is because he builds up ki and attack and defense. So he can get up to an additional 59% attack and defense on top of the 77 and on top of the possible 59 to attack and defense up here. So each turn he gets 10% attack and defense and 1 ki, and that goes up to, well, the ki doesn't have a limit, but obviously it stops at 12, and it goes to 59%. Well, I highlighted the wrong 59%. There's a lot of 59% in his passive, so it goes up to 59%, which is very good. And he performs a guaranteed crit when HP is 59% or below, which is the exact same restriction as his active skill. So he'll be getting a guaranteed crit on his active skill. He'll have a whole bunch of defense. He'll hit very hard once you get deep into it. Overall, a very good unit. I would recommend, like, not using him on his own team, though. Maybe use him on a Pure Saiyan's team, a Goku team. But the Dragon Ball Saga and the Youth team, they aren't really fully built up yet. I think they will be at some point, but, you know. Alright, so now number 9 is in Goku Black. In Goku Black, as you can see, has no defense from his passive. But the reason why he's here is he greatly raises defense on super attack. And greatly raising defense is kind of crazy for this event. So if you don't know, greatly raising defense is raising defense by 50%, and you can do it for 99 turns. So the longer you're in the fight, the better his defense is going to get. And the thing is, like, his defense is going to be so crazy, and he has 150% attack, 50% chance to perform a crit. He gives all extreme class allies 3 ki. He's a monster in the Legendary Goku event. But you do have to kind of prioritize him. You kind of need to keep him on main rotation if you really want him to build up his defense, because his defense is pretty high, but it's not the highest. It's 9,500. There are some units that are above 10,000, and this would be entirely broken for them. And one thing I do want to mention, because a lot of people are unsure of this, the greatly raises defense does stack. Well, not stack, but like when you do it in his base form and then you transform, it stays. So like it's not like you're starting over once he transforms into Rose. Okay, so moving on again. What number is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, number 8. This is the EZA Golden Frieza. So we don't have the Legendary Goku event on Global. And because of that, this is just a JP list. I should have said that, but so we're just looking at the Extreme Z Awakened version of Frieza. His leader skill is whatever. You're not going to use the leader skill. He massively lowers defense, which again in the last phase is crazy. That lowers enemy's defense by 80%. So in the last stage, that's really useful. When HP is above 50%, he gets attack 80% and damage received minus 80%. Which right there, he's going to take no damage and he's going to hit pretty hard because of his EZA stats. And then when your HP is below 49%, as you can see right here, he gets an additional 50% attack and damage received minus 50%. So I'm pretty sure the 80% attack and the 50% attack multiply into each other, so he's going to hit crazy hard, but he will get hit harder because obviously the damage reduction doesn't stack. So he just he switches from 80% to 50%, which isn't as good, but he still won't take much damage. And if you're above 50% HP, he's going to take no damage even in UI Goku phase, because 80% damage reduction is just crazy. Yeah, I think that's all I had to say about him. His 12k multiplier is pretty bad, but that doesn't really matter, because, like, again, he's not here to, like, do a whole bunch of damage. He's here to tank mostly. Speaking of tanks that do damage, All Might himself. Okay, nope, this is not, never mind. I thought someone else was here. I forgot about Future Gohan. Future Gohan is probably the worst Dokkan Fest exclusive to come out of the last, like, 2 years. Like, honestly. But, he is very good in the Legendary Goku event, and here's why. So first of all, he raises attack and defense for 1 turn on Super, which is very nice, because if you're not running him in the first slot, you're just always going to get that. Which is that 30%? Yeah, that is 30%. And so his passive, he gets 100% attack and raises defense up to 100%, plus HP remaining the greater defensive boost. See, like, this sucks. He wouldn't be broken if he just got attack and defense 100% and 50% damage reduction, you know? But instead, you don't ever get 100% defense, and you have to build up the damage reduction. But the thing is, like, his damage reduction, you will get it up to 50% rather fast. And because of that, he doesn't take too much damage in the STR phase, and he takes no damage at all from the in phase. Like, I did it around the Legendary Goku event yesterday, and I used Future Gohan, and he got supered by Int UI Goku with, like, we had 80% HP, which means you probably got, like, 20% defense. He got supered by Int UI Goku for 40k, and that's nothing, by the way, if you haven't played the Legendary Goku event. And you can use them on some of the best teams. Future Saga is probably the easiest team to beat this event with. And that's just due to the fact that Tech Trunks, his secondary leader skill, he just gives 120% to super types, so you could run, like, any unit you want to there. He's also very good on Goku's family and Super Saiyan. I would say Super Saiyan is probably the second easiest team to beat this event with. So now, I think the next one is All Might. Number 6, yeah, Injanimba. Injanimba's EZA is the thing that I'm looking forward to the most on Global. If we ever get another Red Stone, I'm getting another dupe of Injanimba. Because, like, right now my Injanimba has 2 dupes. All I want right now is to Rainbow Injanimba. Because he's crazy, okay? He causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense, which again for the legendary Goku event is very good. That's a 50% defense reduction, and is passive. He gets attack and defense 80% and 70%. I'm sorry, and guard activated against all attacks. Even that right there by itself, that is crazy good considering his EZA stats are insane. Because remember, he is an S rank potential system unit, and he has a medium chance to evade enemies' attack, including super attack, for 1 turn. Wait, let me reread this. He has a medium chance to evade enemies' attack, including super attack, for 1 turn, and attack 40% for 4 turns when guard is activated. So basically, you put him in the first slot, or even if he's in the second slot, he takes 1 attack, then he has a medium chance to evade, which is 20% or 30%, 25%, right in the middle. And that additional 40%, because like it multiplies together with the 70%. He hits insanely hard, and his EZA stats are crazy. Okay, these aren't his EZA stats. These are just his like rainbowed stats without the EZA. I don't know where to find his actual rainbowed EZA stats. Okay, 18,000 attack is monstrous. Okay, and with all of them like multiplying together of his passive and his, remember, guard activate against all attacks, which means he's going to tank every attack like he has type advantage. With the monstrous EZA stats, he's going to take no damage, and he's going to do an insane amount of damage. He is probably, in my opinion, the best T-War in the game. He is not the highest on this list, because there are other units that are built for this event, but this guy is just good everywhere. So here, hold up. Honestly, this is what I'm going to do. Next, we have LR Super Vegito. LR Super Vegito is obviously super good, attack and defense 120% at the start of turn, and they get extra key per rainbow key spheres, and they can fuse, obviously. Now, the main reason why they're here is because 150% attack and defense as an LR means that they won't take much damage at all, and they fully heal you. Because they honestly don't do too much damage in the last phase, unless if they get crits. So that's why they're here. It's like, they're good, but I honestly, and people are probably going to be upset about this, I honestly think number 4, LR Gogeta, is better. Here's why. They have the exact same passive. But in the last phase, I don't think anyone in the game can hit harder than LR Gogeta, because he has type advantage, and like he has a 150% attack and defense. It's just crazy, and he takes no damage in the last phase. And even like, obviously he also fully heals you when he fuses, and I'm pretty sure, actually no, never mind, I almost just straight up lied. For a second I thought he had higher defense than LR Vegito, but he doesn't. He does have higher attack though, so that's another thing. He just will hit harder in general. And I know in most cases LR Vegito is better, but because UI Goku has so much defense, you're gonna need crits to even damage him with counters. Otherwise, counters are gonna be doing like 600 damage, and that's like not enough. But this guy can, like, if you get a Dokkan mode, he can take out like half of UI Goku's health. It's insane. Alright, now we're in the top 3, and I feel like you can definitely tell who it is. Alright, so number 3, it's the new transforming Goku. This is the guy that allowed me to beat the event for the first time. So I grinded my entire story just to summon on his banner, because I needed at least 1 copy. Because, alright, so this is not what you're going to be seeing most of the time, so we're not even going to act like that's there. Okay. Oh, it's up here. I'm stupid. So, Super Saiyan Goku. So, obviously, his leader skill is also what I used to beat it for the first time. He has Super Saiyan and Planet Namek Saga categories. 3 key, HP 130%, attack and defense 170%. And I know a lot of people don't like the 130% HP, but with 170% defense, you don't take too much damage, so it's fine. Now, this is the main thing that makes him crazy, and you're going to notice the top 3 units for this event have this. Raises defense. For 99 turns, he raises defense. And the reason why, like, he's up here and in Goku Black was back there is because, remember, he does get defense from his passive as well. So he stacks defense as well as getting it from his passive, as well as having a medium chance to guard all attacks. Oh, where's that? Yeah, here it is. Medium chance to guard all attacks. And once he's guarded, the guard is activated for 3 turns, and he has a 50% chance to perform a crit. As soon as he gets hit, he gets an additional 59% attack. This guy is just very, very good. And his rage mode, I don't really know when the good time to use this is. I think I've actually used it like 1 time, because it's like, whenever you can activate it, you're like, well, I don't know, because if you have a good rotation, like, oh, UI Goku is attacking exactly where I want him to attack, then you don't want to use this, because that will change the way that he's attacking. So, most of the time I actually don't even use this, but it is very useful. He randomly changes one type of key sphere to Rainbow, which is very good. It makes it easy for him to get his his 12 key super off. And my Goku gets to like a 2.1 million attack stat with his 12 key super. It's pretty crazy. He's very, very good. But now, we're in the top 2. Tech Trunks. It had to be him. Like, okay, so this is, again, not what you're going to see. You're going to see this. And this is the single best TUR for this event, not counting LR's TUR or whatever. So, on Super Attack, he raises attack and defense, which is 30%, 20%. Okay, that's actually not as much as I thought it was. But his passive is another thing that's crazy. He gets attack and defense 120%, which already, you know, that's good considering he raises attack and defense. But then he gets key +1 up to 4, an additional 10% attack and defense up to 80% at the start of each turn. Which means, I'm not sure if they multiply together, but at the end, he will have 200% attack and defense with the raising attack and defense. So it's crazy. He's going to be, I've seen Trunks with like an 800,000 defensive stat, and if you get him built up enough, you can actually transform. And I wouldn't recommend doing this if you haven't stacked him up very much, because he does lose his, well, he loses a lot of his defense. But here he does massively lower defense, which is very good on the last phase. He gets 30% attack, 10% defense, and he, like, per key sphere obtained, because he's a nuker, obviously. And his attacks are effective against all types, and he randomly changes one type of key sphere to tech. Now, he only does that when he transforms. He doesn't do that, like, when he shows up afterwards. But if you're getting a Dokkan mode, this guy on his team is probably the best one to give it to. Because if you get lucky with which type of orbs he changes, he can get up to, like, a 7 million attack stat with type advantage. Well, type's effective against all attacks, because obviously he has type disadvantage on UI Goku, but very, very good. Now, the number 1 unit, you know it. You probably hate it at this point, but it's Lgendary and Caulifla. They raise their defense, they get a chance to dodge, which I know doesn't work on the last phase, but raising defense by 30% with LR stats is just broken, and I know you're sick of hearing about them, but, and so am I. I'm sick of talking about them, I'm sick of hearing everyone talk about them, but they just are that good. That's why they're the number 1 unit for the Lgendary Goku event. Like, you could have started an account yesterday, and if you pulled LRK and Caulifla, and you found a way to awaken them to LR, you could probably beat the Lgendary Goku event with an LRK and Caulifla friend. That's just how good they are. And I know people are sick of hearing it, but anyways, that's just them. You don't even really need to have a Universe 6 join forces with Pure Saiyans category allies on your team. Like, it would be hard to not do that on the teams that they're on, but you don't even need it. Because attack and defense 66%. It's not great, but it's fine considering all of the additional attacks you're going to be getting. Because they're always going to get 1 additional normal, right? And then they're also always going to get 1 additional super in the Lgendary Goku event. And then during the first phase and the last 2 phases, they're going to get a 4th attack. So they're going to get 1 super attack if you get them a super attack. They're going to get 1 normal, and then they're going to get another super, and they're going to get a 4th super, and then they could get a 5th super, well, a 5th attack, or a, okay, I was accidentally counting their just normal attack as a super. It's not, but yeah, that was it. That was the 10 best units for the Lgendary Goku event, with a few honorable mentions. If you guys did enjoy this video, and if you're sick of hearing people talk about Lgendary and Caulifla, please consider to leave a like, a comment, subscribing to the channel. My name has been Baharu, and I'll see you guys next time.